Good morning. Today is Tuesday, November the 5th, and this is The Drill. Thank you. I'm Ron, your host, the only true conservative in the United States today, because I'm the only one who makes the presumption for the status quo. I'm not a professional. I'm not a professor, lawyer, or doctor. I'm an honorably discharged Air Force veteran with an associate's degree, and I'm a baby boomer and a registered independent. Today I'm going to make the case for nonprofit news and give a pop culture example of subjectivism when I come back. Thank you very much. Welcome back. One of the planks in the True Conservative platform is the return to nonprofit news. What is it that made Walter Cronkite anchor of the CBS News in the 1960s and 70s so credible? Did he have more integrity than anyone else? No. It was the fact that up until the 80s, the network news broadcasts were nonprofit. They were provided to the audience as a public service. And since newsmen had no profit motive, they could concentrate on providing high-quality, accurate, and truthful reports. When news became for-profit in the 1980s, news departments began reporting only that which would sell, that which would get ratings. The American people have been worse off because of it. And I contend that news for profit is an obvious case for change. When I come back, I will use the TV show Supernatural to illustrate a philosophical principle. Thank you very much. I don't like to generally discuss philosophical principles on my podcast because I know that most people aren't well versed in philosophy. So I use material examples whenever I can to illustrate said principles. In this case, the metaphysical concepts of objective and subjective and how subjectivity can mimic individuality. In the TV show Supernatural, the main characters in a particular episode go to heaven to look for a friend. When they arrive, a resident explains that heaven is whatever each individual wants it to be. So, for one man, heaven is a place to stand in a field and fly a kite. For another, it is a place to run a beer bar and consume unlimited amounts of alcohol. There are no pearly gates, no St. Peter, and most important to the left, no judgment day. Sounds great, right? At first, I liked this vision of heaven, but there was a little voice in the back of my mind that was telling me something was wrong. This vision sounds individualistic, but it's not. Individualism is based on objectivity. This vision is subjective, and the doctrine of subjectivity says that every man is an island, that reality and everything based on it cannot be known. And if nothing can be known, then no judgments can be had, and no justice is possible. What is heaven without justice? Disneyland. This vision of heaven is unsophisticated, immature, and a flat-out lie. There's one reality for everybody, and because that is, so we can have justice in this world, and because it is so, we can have justice in this world and in the next. Back in a minute. Thank you very much. In conclusion, I've explained why the news should be nonprofit and given an example of the difference between subjectivism and reality. Who is the true conservative? He is the person that understands that conservatism is not just about politics, but culture as well. He's not selfish, but he minds his own business. He acts like an adult. He is patriotic and uses common sense. He expresses what he knows and does so with absolute certainty. He makes judgments, refuses to speculate, speaks clearly and definitively, and is not afraid to say no. He's open-minded, asking why rather than why not. He is consistent, credible, and influential, not ashamed of his existence, unafraid to learn and or correct his mistakes. He's a normal American, and he's better than the socialist. He's a better friend, father, brother, family member, and a better person, period. You have to know that. If you don't know with every fiber of your being that being a true conservative is best, then you are wasting your time. And that brings me to the conclusion of another episode of The Drill. Remember that the left has no authority, no power, and they can't win. True conservatives know that nothing is inevitable. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.